Hello YouTube land, Jeremy, your main machinist here, working on a Honda ATC 200E Big Red from 1983 that my grandfather bought brand new in Oakland, Maine at Honda World. Anyways, I've had a problem with this and I tore the machine down, started some videos on it a couple of years ago actually, and just got sidetracked with life, but I'm back on board and making this the top priority right now. So one thing that happened to this ATC sitting was the shocks would not compress. You put pressure on it and it just nothing. It would just bounce. And so I started tearing this down today. Figured I'd make a quick video just explaining to you a little bit of how this works. So there's a nut on the bottom of these forks. When you take that off, this slides out. And you've got the springs here, and there's a shock inside of the fork here. Now, you see I've removed it on the right-hand side. I'll show you what that looks like real quick, and then I'll show you how easy it is to get that off. In the Honda service manual, you can see a quick view of the exploded diagram. What I had in my hand was what they call the fork slider over there. And you can see that there is a damper pipe. That's really the shock absorber. And then there's a series of springs. Now, let's look at it. Got it right here. You can see the head of the shock there. The shock is inside the spring. You got the large spring, and then you have a smaller spring at the top there. You can see how it looked in the diagram. So when I have this out, I have been spraying this with Blaster Multimax, and I can get this to compress now. If I bring it over here, put it on my press, I can even with my hand, I can get a little teensy bit of motion there. And it's starting to move. I'm going to clean this thing up completely. And I'm going to add some grease onto these springs when I reassemble it. And that ought to go right back together and be real nice. Now, I told you that you just have to remove this nut here and the copper washer, and you can slide the fork slider right off. You saw that over there. But how do you get the shock out? Well, let's go look at that, and I'll show you real quick. What you're going to find out is there's a bolt that runs through the top here underneath the dust boot. So let's go take a look. Now my boots are shot. They were broken right off, and that's part of the problem. And because of that, I got some corrosion in here that I'm gonna have to clean up. But take a look at the other side. You can see there's a hole where a bolt runs through. And if you pinch with your fingers, you can feel that bolt is right up through here. So I'm just gonna cut this right off and I'll show you. So go ahead, just loosen this bolt. When you take that bolt out of there, that whole assembly is going to slide right out. Clean it real good. I'm going to flip this ATC upside down, and I'm going to get a brush, and I'm going to brush all of the inside of this out, clean it all out, pack it with fresh grease, put it back together. Now, I hope this has been helpful for you to understand on the 82, 83, 200E, how these shocks work, how the forks are assembled with the shock and everything in there. So you can pause this to look at the diagram if need be. But you need to know that it changes with other models. Some of the other models, 200M, 200ES, they have a little bit different setup. It's better than this. These ones are not really considered rebuildable because you can't really change, you can't change oil or anything in this shock. Like on certain motorcycle forks, you can change the oil in it. You can rebuild it a lot easier than these. These ones, you're kind of, as far as rebuilding goes, I mean, you could take it all apart, as shown here, but you're going to have to find an old replacement to swap it out with. It can't really truly be rebuilt in an easy way or convenient way. So just want to leave that with you. Hope you enjoyed this video. Keep watching. There's going to be more ATC content coming as I get back into this project. And I hope that all my ATC fans, that's the bread and butter of what built this channel years ago. And I know that some of you have been waiting, looking for ATC content to come back. Well, here it is, guys. And I apologize that I got away from it for so long. Thank you again. Like, share, subscribe these on all the ATC forums, and have fun riding your trike.